YOW or Smoothstar, what's the difference in their builds? How do they feel to ride? And who do I think they're best for? That's what I'm covering in this video. Whew. Guys, we got featured on the YouTube trending page the other day as creator on the rise, which is just blows my mind. Really all because of the support that you guys have been showing. We got over 4,000 new subscribers within 24 hours, which again is just like unreal. It's like a dream. I say that because welcome to all the new subs. Bunch of new content is in the works, so you won't be disappointed. I know there are other brands like Carver, Swelltech, and Waterborne. I mean, honestly, it just feels like every longboard company is trying to capitalize on the growing surf skate market. But in my opinion, YOW and Smoothstar are leading the game for surf skate completes. I'm gonna try my best to describe the feeling of both because I think they fit two different needs in the market. Before shipping, I paid around $263 for my YOW pipe and $233 for my Smoothstar Holy Toledo. These boards obviously aren't cheap, but I do think it's somewhat justified since they ride so much different than other boards. So how are they made? Because even though they both utilize springs, they go about it in a different way. YOW has a wider and thicker coil spring. The base and pivoting plates aren't as hollowed out as the Smoothstar, which makes it an overall heavier adapter. I weighed it and it's right around 21.6 ounces, which is 1.35 pounds. Smoothstar uses a tension spring that's attached to a pivoting arm. Like I mentioned above, the plates are hollowed out much more than the YOW, making it obviously lighter and weighs an overall 15 ounces, which is just under a pound, 0.93 pounds. You can tell their adapter has been through numerous iterations, and I'm pretty sure they're one of the oldest surf skate companies right behind Carver. Actually, the other thing that I quickly just wanted to note is that these are not cruisers you want to take for an extended distance. I would never even consider taking these boards more than a couple blocks just because of the front adapters. It's just, they're too aggressive and not stable. Although YOW does have a hole in the top left of their adapter where you can screw a bolt in and lock the adapter in place, which they say turns it into a cruiser, but from a functionality standpoint, it's too high off the ground to be a cruiser, and I personally never use it. With both of these boards, you can pump from a standstill, and you never have to use your foot to push, which is pretty sweet. When riding the YOW, you can tell it has a more divey feel to it. I read something on the surf skate subreddit where someone described it as if you had a rope going through the center of the board, when you go to do a carve, your weight distribution feels more aggressive and sudden. Still not like snappy like a Swelltech, but yeah, divey is kind of the best description I can think of. Smoothstar, on the other hand, it feels like the weight distribution is more smooth, if that's how I should describe it, I guess. It just feels like the YOW is a little more front heavy. I think because the Smoothstar has more resistance, like you saw when I pulled it to the side and let go, it gives you a more consistent and predictable feel. And because of that resistance, it doesn't have as tight of a turning radius that YOW has. If you want something that you're gonna use as a technical surf trainer, then Smoothstar, in my opinion, has it dialed in. You can see it in their design compared to YOW. It's more intricate, lighter, and an overall functionality-based company. You're probably like, all right, so like, why should I even consider YOW? Well, actually, I use my YOW the most, and it's what I find the most pleasing to ride, just in my personal preference. The majority of the time, I'm taking surf skates out, messing around with my friends, and I'm not focusing on technique. Like, I'm pretty sure if the guys over at Smoothstar saw what we were doing with surf skates, which is just not technically right at all, they'd be cringing, like for real. Now my friend Alex prefers riding the Smoothstar more, so it really all comes down to personal preference. Smoothstar makes sense if you want the most technical surf trainer. YOW makes sense if you want that surfy feel, but maybe isn't the most technically right. Ideally, if you can test out a YOW or Smoothstar before you go and buy one, that's your best bet, but I realize that's tough. To summarize, both great surf skates. YOW is more divey. Smoothstar is more of like a consistent, more predictable feel. The one thing Smoothstar I think should focus on would be communicating with their customers. Just seems like a little too aggressive. Personally, I think YOW should improve on their charts on how to pick the right board for height and weight and all that type of stuff, because Smoothstar has that dialed in. Both great companies, both heading in the right direction, but there are some things that both can improve on. I know I probably missed a bunch of things that you guys suggested in the comments previously. So if I did, drop a comment below and I'll do my best to answer you. I'm also curious to know if you've tried both of these before. What do you think the main differences are? And finally, if you're still watching, I'm gonna be taking 1 week off of uploading so I can focus on putting together a trailer that'll help you fully understand of where I'm taking Shred Shack. I wanna incorporate my friends Mikey and Alex as well. And also the next video is gonna be a somewhat new format, hopefully more footage outside of us mic'd up, kind of interacting with each other, rather than just being in the studio. The other reason I'm gonna be taking a week off is so I can fully focus on this giveaway. So when we drop the trailer, that's when I'm gonna drop the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, sign up for our email list, which I'm gonna link in the description below. When we launch it, you'll be the first to know if you signed up for that. I can't thank you guys enough. Like seriously, it just feels like a dream, like all the support that these videos have been getting. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in another video. 1 week off, but I will be back later.